Concoction Podcast. Chris, Gabe, how you boys doing?
Pretty good.
All right.
Well, today is a different episode. Today we're gonna have video. First time
video.
We're gonna jump into YouTube. The beautiful world of YouTube. This is gonna be interesting and it's gonna be embarrassing because we've been doing only
Audio,
and I think we're more relaxed when it's audio, right?
Yeah.
Right. You show up in your PJs. It doesn't even matter. Yep.
Yeah. How you doing, Gabe?
All right.
Yeah. How you feeling like coming back to our podcast? He was helping us in the previous episode with the Black Panther.
Yeah.
Review and we're trying to understand why do you hate Black Panther.
No, I don't hate it.
No, we know you don't hate it.
We're forcing him to be a friend of the podcast, man. We're gonna have this guy a lot more. Although I'm pretty sure he doesn't want it. It might just happen that way.
Yeah. Well, we have beers and we have alcohol, so he wants to come back.
It's a good incentive, right?
That's the perfect incentive.
Who wouldn't want to be on a podcast?
Right. I mean, it's kind of nice plan too, right? We have we all friends. We have some drinks. Well, Gabe is drinking coffee. He's gonna be vegetarian next week. So
I don't know about that, but I don't know. I'm chilling on the alcohol.
He's trying to be healthy, which is a good thing. We should be all doing that, but
well, to be completely honest, I kind of wanted coffee too, but there was only enough for Gabe. So second option.
Yeah, and I wasn't gonna let Levi have it. So.
Right, there you go.
He wasn't gonna share.
I went lazy. I didn't want to make more coffee. We have beer, so for you. So there you go. Do you saw the news today about Mr. No, not today. That was yesterday, right? Mr. Robert.
The Sith Lord, part of the Sith family, man. Yeah.
Mr. Robert Kraft having prostitutes. What was the deal? Do you know this story?
I don't know the exact details. All I know is that he got caught with on more than one occasion with soliciting a prostitute. But I'm assuming it was more about because they were, I guess the agents and stuff had this place bugged already for, what do you call it, sex trafficking.
Oh yeah.
So it might not just be about prostitution itself, but this place was specifically known for sex trafficking. And yeah, I guess he took part in that, or they have evidence of him doing it. I don't know what you guys think.
That he got arrested with his hands
I
on
didn't
the
see,
butt. No, I'm scared. I don't know.
I didn't see video of that. I was kind of hoping I did, to see
but,
that.
But he was arrested on the place, or he was calling and requesting one. Because that's what I'm not sure about the story.
Maybe he was just indicted,
Or they have in the records that he was soliciting.
Probably, because we would have seen it, right? It was all over Facebook. It was all over Instagram, and I didn't see an actual picture of his ass just getting arrested and stuff. I'm pretty sure we would have seen that image.
You've been as a rich billionaire, because he is a billionaire. How much do you actually need to call a prostitute? Don't it be easier if you go to the bar and you're like, hey, I'm the owner of the New England Patriots,
right?
And I have a lot of money. Not what it takes there, right?
True. Well, but to be fair, at that level, they probably don't want people to touch their money. So but to be honest, I think he has a young girlfriend. Let's start there. So he has a very young girlfriend. So for him to be doing that is already, even if he had a wife or an old girlfriend. But what I'm saying is he has a young girlfriend and he's out there doing that. But at his level, at his income level, he probably doesn't want connections that could probably take some of that empire from him. So maybe he did want just physical satisfaction that, no commitment, no money, no kids.
Yeah. But for one hot young girl, there's another guy who's thinking about drop them or breaking out with them. So that don't necessarily mean that just because you have one hot young girl, you don't want to have another girl.
Well, you would think at his age, what is he, 90, 70? I know that's a big difference, but what my point is, he's very old. So and very rich, but still he's very old. So Gabe, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know.
I-
I'm barely hearing about this today, so I'm just listening to what y'all got to say.
Feel like I'll be the same as him. No,
Yeah, no, I don't know what to say.
no, I mean, what it sucks is like I, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. Like a lot of people is complaining how he, can promote prostitution and things like that.
Yeah.
It might be true if the place actually was trafficking with
Like underage.
humans,
Yeah.
sex slaves, right? That's what pretty much they are. If they're actually doing that.
Like unwilling. Are you
Unwilling,
saying? Okay.
yeah. Slaves, basically, because those are sex slaves.
Sex slaves.
I get that. If they're actually something like that, I get it. But not every prostitute is like, they make me do this. There are a lot of them that they want to do that. Because I know some of them.
So it seems like you go big, man. It has to be extreme with you. So you're saying unless it's like a very dramatic, sad, underage story.
I don't know. I mean, if somebody's forcing you to do it, I
Right.
get it. But if you're willing to, you're like, I have a body. I know I can make money with my body,
Right.
and I want to do it.
Yes.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
Fuck it up.
I mean, it's up to the woman
person,
to do it,
yeah.
to the person to do it.
I would agree in the sense that, but the line is so thin. So like women that are like in that world, right? The sex trafficking and stuff. Like first of all, who decides like, oh, she actually wants to be here, or she's actually good at this? Because at some point, most of them, if they start small, right? Like I'm pretty sure most of them didn't want to be there, but they get good at it.
Yeah.
So if you were to judge a person by what you see, probably most of them look like they're okay doing it. But it doesn't mean that they they didn't go through some kind of tragedy to get there, some kind of poverty. So for us to decide what line is okay to do that,
Yeah, I mean, of course, there might be something behind, but don't you think there might be some just females that
Some
they love money?
some foosball that's like,
Yeah.
let's make it happen. Yeah,
Yeah,
of
I mean,
course.
they're like
there's
money.
they exist without money. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So because I have a story. So check this out. When I was younger, no, but I was I believe on my 16, 17 years old, living in Colombia. I had a metal band, and we play like heavy metal band. We play some covers, originals, and we have some attention. We have some fans, and we've been calling from different cities to go and play there. So we went to this city, like 2 hours from my original city, from in Colombia, and over there, certain time of the day, there's no more cars, there's no more transportation.
Okay.
So for several reasons, one is security. At the time it was very dangerous to travel at night. So you would,
Yeah, I understand.
you would stay home. You never travel to different cities. And the other one, because there's some lazy ones. They just don't want to work at night.
Right.
Which I understand too. Nobody likes to work at night.
Walk around. Yeah.
You
I
prefer
gotcha.
to probably stay home. So we went to this city. We played the concert. The fucker who brought us to that city disappeared after the concert. They never paid us. They never gave us our hotel. They never give us money to go back to our city. And this is actually the shit happens to a lot of musicians, on a lower level,
Right, right.
when they're
up and comers.
yeah, that happens very often. Which is those fuckers is like, it sucks, it's very, it's very disappointing because you're like, you're working hard, you're practicing, you're jamming your hours, and
Just trying to make it.
you're trying to make it, and here those fuckers take advantage of you, because they're making money. They're like, they contract the venue, they get money from the alcohol they sell,
Right,
from the tickets and everything. And we have a decent little fans. So the place was packed. We play and everything. After that, the guy disappeared. No money.
Man.
We were in a different city. No money. No friends. Some cool fans. They were like, here's some money, but nothing like we can go ahead and get a hotel and or get money for the next day to go to in a bus and go back to our cities. So we were in the worst neighborhood of that city.
Oh man.
We were like where the prostitutes were.
Or like the red light district or
Yeah,
something?
kind of red light district, but no lights on the fucking district.
No red.
No red, no light.
No light.
Those fucking prostitutes and criminals around the area. We're here with our instruments, you know, and we don't know what to do. We just didn't know what to do. Our plan was like, we have a little bit of money, so we're like, go those places because that's where they have the cheaper hotels.
Okay.
So we can just get one room for everybody. You know, we were like 6 or 7 because we have like a friend help us with equipment and things like that. So somehow we ended meeting this prostitute. Really cool person.
Now let me stop you right there. Somehow you end up
Yeah.
meeting this prostitute
Well, I mean, we were there. We were, you know, among them.
in the area.
Yeah, we were in the
Gotcha,
area. So
gotcha.
I think she saw us that we were lost. That we were like,
Yeah,
don't know what to do.
deer in a headlight look.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she was like, let's come over to my house. I'll let you guys stay. I know you guys are no bad people. And we're like, for real? Like, yeah, don't worry. So I'll take care. She grabbed a cab, paid for our cabs, went to her house, got us food, got her more drinks. We ended up having a fucking
I was
blast.
gonna say that's quite a sleepover.
Yeah, it was a blast. We have a great time. She was really nice. And we started listening to her story. Her story was like, yeah, I grew up, I was poor. You know, I didn't have much money. My parents were just average poor.
The typical.
Yeah, average poor, that means like they have enough money to eat, barely to make it to rent, you know, and
Right.
probably can afford to pay for college or anything like that. And she was telling us that she thought about to go to college because she said she was smart.
Okay.
And basically, after conversations, she seems like smart. Like she knew a lot of stuff that we were very impressed. But one of my friends asked, like, why did you get into prostitution? She was like, because I love sex. And I'm getting paid for it.
Right. Get paid.
So I decided this is my job. And I'm like, but you don't make that much money. You're like in one of the worst neighborhoods here. Like, yeah, I know. Like, but I'm free. I don't give a crap.
Right. Okay.
So like, okay, so nobody forced her.
Right.
She
right.
she knew what
She was
doing.
kind of just like a sex addict and decided
Yeah.
to get paid for it.
She was having a blast. She loved her life. She wouldn't even hide it. Like the funny thing was like the next day, like we were coming out of her house and all the neighbors, like the other neighbors knew her. And like the other
She
neighbors.
was the friendly neighbor. Hi.
yeah. All the neighbors, like they were friendly and they were talking to her. They were talking to us just because we were coming out of her house. Like, you know, probably they knew that we weren't bad people. And she kind of, I guess the neighbors knew that she never brought clients to her house.
Okay.
Like if somebody was at her house, it's more like friend
Like
or
actual
family.
family. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my point. Like there is some women up there and guys too, male prostitutes.
Right.
They jump into this just for the money or just because they like to.
Well, yeah. I mean, isn't that kind of? Yeah, I get that. It makes sense. But I mean, that goes for anything, right? Like, I'm sure a lot of heroin users love it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I guess my point with all this story of prostitution is like,
My whole story.
yeah, how, like Robert Kraft, how much is that a bad thing that he did, you know? Like
Okay.
Oh.
So you're saying like, what if it's a hobby for him? It was just like a random.
No,
thing he
what
likes to
about
do?
if the prostitutes that he was using, they were prostitutes they actually want to be in a business? Won't be a business transaction?
Okay, so I guess what I'll bring up is the prostitution isn't legal, and that's the first issue. So like law wise, it's not legal.
Right.
Now, if you're saying if like we could argue that kind of like underage drinking or whatever, you know, or smoking weed or legalizing drugs, like our argument could be like, why not? It's two consensual adults. One of them, like your story, the girl likes it. She likes to make money. Then, all right, I understand the argument. Two consensual adults, but as of the moment right now, it's like not legal. So like opinion wise, do I think they should get in trouble? I don't know. It just depends on every case and like more so depends on the girl. Cause like I said, a lot of these stories are tragic and they started off not wanting to be there. A lot of it is based on need and poverty. And unfortunately, like, exactly what they called it, sex trafficking. Like
Yeah.
These are grown ass dudes that are just going after targeting these young people. But I mean, if they both wanted to do it, but think about it this way: the dude is a billionaire, right? So did he really need to do that? Like, you're talking about a gold digging girl that likes sex, so she wants to do it. I'm thinking he didn't have to go through prostitution. I mean, he has a lot of money. She's already gold digging. Why not just meet up at the cafe? Meet
Yeah,
up
no,
at Starbucks.
and that was my point. That was my first actually.
Or just like join some website or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We wouldn't know about it, but it's probably called what? Billionaires looking for hookups,
I think there is some, right?
There's some
Yeah,
sugar
there's
daddy,
sugar
some-
daddies, or yeah.
or NFL owners looking for sex, not wanting to get caught.
Yeah, I mean, I think the whole case has to be reviewed in a way like, what were is the place actually, had these girls as slaves,
Right.
or the place is actually they're willing to. I mean, the place the prostitutes can go and come and go, and like they're
Right.
free to
Well,
work for them or not. I mean, they have a fee, of course.
right. Well, I mean,
This is so horrible,
it's not
but
legal
it's,
though.
yeah.
It's not legal. So like, no matter how nice, it could be the most romantic spa.
Well, yeah, I mean, but what
Yeah.
about if it would be Amsterdam? When
Well-
Amsterdam prostitution is legal.
It's legal, yeah.
So what about if it's there and they get him like doing the same thing? Will we be talking about the same scandal?
Maybe because he has a girlfriend, they might bring it up.
That's fucking girlfriend.
And I don't know.
He's young. He's naive. He doesn't know what's love. No, I'm just kidding.
He's figuring it out. Okay,
He's figuring it out.
He'll get there.
Hormones.
Yeah, it's the hormones speaking. It's the pimples, all
Yeah,
the
yeah,
pimples
yeah,
on his
yeah.
face. Yeah.
I mean, I mean, if it's young girls underage, I have a problem. If they're there because they're forcing them to stay there, and
Right.
I have a problem with that. Well,
I
which
only have a problem because the dude has a lot of money, and I'm not saying money equals whatever you want, but like money does equal like you're in funner places. There's more opportunity to talk to different types of people. But like I said, maybe for rich people, it's more of a fear. Like you don't necessarily want those connections. You don't necessarily want those connections because that equals someone is going to take my money.
yeah,
So if you have some kind of sexual desire, you don't necessarily want to build a relationship. Because you have a lot to lose, and you're talking to people, that are selling wings at Hooters or something. So like you have more to lose, but it doesn't mean it has to all be sexual. I mean, you have a lot of money, you're meeting cool people. You could have met a nice lady, and proof of it is he has a pretty young girlfriend.
yeah. I agree with that. The other part that I think it is bad because it seems like he was donating money to prevent or to fight against
Right.
sexual trafficking or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
I think they donate like over $1 million.
Right.
So that's kind of
Maybe that's just his way of saying,
Hypocrite,
now it's
yeah.
your turn to give me something back.
it's paying back.
Or probably just to look the other way. But did you forget I did this?
Right.
yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's weird. I think he deserves a punishment. It depends on the situation.
Well, I mean, he'll get it.
Yeah.
It doesn't depend on the situation. If he gets caught doing it, he'll get the punishment because it's not legal.
But he's a billionaire. Rules doesn't apply for
Rules
him.
don't apply for him. I
Yeah.
see.
So, I mean, his punishment will be like, you had to donate some money, do some
Sure.
community hours, which is you won't do it.
You know what angle I took it though? I think he will get in trouble, and I'll tell you why. This is kind of sports related. Is because it was in Florida, and as we all know, the Miami Dolphins hate the Patriots, and they're in the same division. So I bet you all these like detectives and agents that were doing the case were like, "You motherfucker! Like we might not be able to score some touchdowns against you, but we're gonna get you, and we finally gonna get you.
Yeah. But how much in trouble you think he needs to get? Like, do you think he needs to lose the team? Like, because I know the NFL will force, if you do something bad, they will force you to sell the team, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, because I think that's one
Depends on what you call bad.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure what the standards or requirements to become.
Because if they allow their commissioner to like be judge and jury, I'm pretty sure they could
but
come up with whatever they want.
But remember what happens on an NBA when this guy, this owner
Of the former Clippers owner.
The Sterling.
Yeah, they force him to sell the team. It was not like willing to like.
Right.
They forced him to sell the team.
Well, yeah, but he was. I guess. I mean, that was blatantly racist, and he had a lot of black players. Are you saying that this dude hooking up with someone for money is similar to that, or
no? I'm not saying it's similar. I'm saying, is this enough for the NFL to tell him you need to sell the team?
Nah, not after 6 Super Bowls and the NFL's golden boy, which is Tom Brady right now.
You think if it will be the owner of Cleveland Browns?
Man, if it was the owner of like Tampa Bay, yeah, I'm sure they would have been like, here's your little to-go package, and thanks for being here. Yeah,
that'd be crazy though. I mean, I get it,
right?
But I think I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. I'm just saying. Yeah. Who knows? I mean, we'll see. We'll find out very soon. Right?
I don't have any feelings about it other than I thought it was weird.
I mean, when I'm saying feelings,
because they try so hard to paint him as this like, oh, my wife died and I'm just here and my team is just trying to get there, and oops, is that another Super Bowl? Here we are. And it's like, maybe if he was just more like, I don't know, like John Elway, right? And anytime the camera's on him, he's putting tobacco in his mouth. He's like not giving a damn. I mean, he's a very responsible person. I'm just saying visually, you kind of get that feeling like he doesn't give a damn.
Yeah.
And based on his decisions lately in drafts and stuff, it's clear that he doesn't.
Well, and when I say feelings, I'm not saying that like I feel, like, oh, sad or happy or anything like that. It just like my whole view of the whole situation is just like, I'm not sure, like. Yeah. I think it has to be more like we need to know more details of what happens and what's going on with the plays, And,
True. I don't know enough about it. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know or care enough about it.
Right. Because I'm pro like legalization of prostitution. Not necessarily because I'm gonna be a client, but more because I think
I'm starting to get that feeling. You're pretty much pro everything.
No, but because I think is more safe and secure, and it's better for the prostitutes to
do it legally.
It can be a better control, and I think Amsterdam has shown very good results. And they're fighting against sex, human trafficking, and all that. But
that I'll kind of disagree with, because we're kind of glamorizing. We're not, but like kind of glamorizing sex trafficking or prostitution, when in reality, like, all you got to do is go on YouTube, go on podcasts, and realize that whole world, man, is based on need, like people that needed something, money, and then people taking advantage of that need.
But we'll go back to the same thing. How many of them are because they want to?
I would disagree, because I think you're making it sound like a good. We don't know the percentage, first of all.
Yeah, I wouldn't know
but
that.
But like, you're making it sound like a good percentage are okay with it, and just by the nature of the business, I would say that's not quite right. Because I've met a couple strippers that were either friends or like you meet them at coffee shops while.
Coffee shops.
Right.
That's what it's called now.
Right. No, I was literally at a coffee shop and had conversations.
Yeah,
they were
too.
there. Yeah. But it's never nice, man. They never start nice. It's never a good story.
Yeah, no. But,
I mean,
but what about if you put it like this? I'm being here pro prostitution.
I said,
I don't want to come out with that.
The reason why you could meet them at coffee shops is because, and I wasn't specifically there to meet them. It was like I was in college. They happened to show up at an all-night coffee shop. the reason why you can do that is because they are normal people, obviously.
Yeah.
And if you talk to them enough, you'll be like, okay, it almost sounds like she's okay doing what she's doing. But if you go into detail, like we became friends, and when you know more of behind the scenes sort of stuff, it's not usually a good story.
Yeah, I mean, but what about if we do this? Like, what about if there's a place and the place is just asking for prostitutes? Like, let's say it's legal, and they're like, we're looking for prostitutes. They're not forcing nobody, and they just walk into there to get the job. Will it be that different?
Well, I mean, a lot of, I don't know. What do you think, Gabe?
No, I don't know. I don't think it would be that different because they're willing to too. And I don't know. I feel this also falls into like, I don't know, some of prohibitions, like, I don't know, alcohol, weed, or guns. Like all this stuff was pretty much said about that. And then like, I don't know, people are just going to want it. And then prostitution, it's the oldest business in the world. It's not going to go away. And then
Correct.
all this shit that happens, all this bad stuff is because it's not legalized, and that's why it keeps happening.
Right.
And if there was some regulation, I don't know, maybe it could be better. But then,
Yeah, there was some control at least.
Yeah.
You know? I think, 'cause especially with the disease, you know, like
I could go with you on that. Like,
Mhm.
if there's some kind of control, I would think maybe educate, like a lot of programs that could help them maybe not be there, but take care of them while they're there.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Like in a
And-
healthy wise, you know,
yeah,
like we get
I could see that.
you know, take care of the STD, HIV type of things, you know, like we have control tests, you know, that type of control, you know, where we have information of who's up there, you know, who has been doing this and who has, you know,
Doesn't some of that exist though?
it does, yeah.
At the hospital we work at, I think one of the clinics does do a lot of that.
Yeah, they do, but because it's illegal, a lot of them they still have the stigma. There's going to be some type of precaution if they go and get help or you know look for this type of things. You know,
Right.
they don't want to be tested or anything like that. So, I think if we have a better control, you know, and things might be better. I'm not saying perfect and perfect work. We're probably
Yeah.
thinking about this thing not existing, but
Sure.
things we can make it a little bit better, right?
Sure.
I mean, I don't know. Just
Yeah.
say.
So I'm looking at my phone right now. Do you think Black Panther won?
No, of course not.
It's funny, we had a pretty big
That one.
a pretty big episode about that, and we could literally like maybe the next couple days find out the results.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be tomorrow, right?
Uh,
It was the
Sunday?
Oscars tomorrow. Yeah, I think
it's not
tomorrow.
Saturday.
No, they're doing Sunday.
Oh man,
Yeah, nah.
I don't think it'll win. I think it'll go to A Star Is Born, like we had said, or fair. If it was fair, maybe Roma.
If they go to Star is Born, it's like
That would be yeah.
yeah, that would be the most unfair Oscar ever. I don't know. It's just it would be weird if it goes to them. Like, how you can go to a remake of the remake of the remake of the remake movie?
Well, I mean, you can.
I mean, I think you can, but it should be more like let's go to the most original one. Like, we go to the one that thought about it.
Because some of these are so old. Like, if that's been remade 4 times, can you imagine the original? What was it, Gabe? Like maybe 1950?
No, it's like 39.
Look at that. He wants to go to the original.
Well, I mean, again, you know, it should be more like to not necessarily the original, but the most the new one, the who went, you know, create one, make it story.
So like
Yeah,
a
that's what I'm
a fresh
saying, like,
idea.
yeah,
I don't know. I'm just going by last year's winner, Moonlight, like, and it's to be in that realm of like, I don't know if that's an Oscar winner. You gotta bring it. You like,
yeah, because I think that'd be more fair. You know you're giving a word to somebody who put the word in creating, you know, in creating a script and things like that.
They really articulated and did something. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the other one you had just like, oh, that the story has been made like 10 movies before this, so I'm gonna make the same movie, you know, like.
So you guys, maybe you guys would know more about this, but like maybe we could think of a remake that was so fucking badass that we can't even remember the original. Maybe
That'd be
then,
gay. Will you remember one?
maybe then they
Remake,
should
I don't
win.
know. I gotta think.
Or it's kind of like the equivalent of like movies when they do the second one, right? They do a number 2 or whatever, and that ends up being way better than the first one. I mean,
I
stuff
don't
like
happen
that.
that very often.
Not
Do
very
you have
often.
do you
but
have one like you-
Terminator? I think Terminator
And Godfather.
and
and
Godfather.
Godfather? Okay.
See, didn't Godfather 2 win an Oscar?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. But
I think it did. Yeah.
If it's something we do in this podcast, we can fact check and everything.
Yeah,
we just decide not to do it.
We look. We got it here,
We
but we're
ign-
like, I think so. We're throwing
We
our phone
ignore
away
technology.
as we throw it over. Yeah, I
So
think
true
so.
what we talk here. Yeah, Godfather was great.
Godfather 2 was cool.
Yeah, I was at the hospital for 4 days. I watched. Oh shit! Sorry.
A little technical difficulties. No big deal.
Sorry. Yeah, I was at the hospital for 3 or 4 days, and I went to the 3 movies.
Caught up on your
Yeah.
Godfather?
Well, and like, getting treated by the nurse, and like stop the movie and put it back in. It was awesome. The third movie was kind of.
It was just okay. It wasn't that good.
I don't know. I just felt it was misunderstood, but it did its thing.
I'm starting to get, based on the little that we've talked on our podcast, I'm starting to get the feeling like you go against the grain. Like he'll save those movies that everybody hated. He'll see the one detail that was nice.
Yeah.
He's like, the coloring was good. Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't great.
Yeah.
When you're used to greatness, it was
Yeah.
a little.
Compared to the other ones, yeah, you can say what you
Right.
Yeah, that's my point. I'm not saying that it was bad. I was just think the first two were pretty cool.
Were
But like
pretty
the same happens to me with Lord of the Rings.
Uh,
The Lord of the Rings, the trilogy was great to me. But when they came out with what's called the other ones,
The Hobbit.
The Hobbit,
Yeah.
I was like, fuck.
but even then, a lot of people said, even with the original trilogy, a lot of people liked it progressively. So they said The Fellowship, the first one, was really, really good. And then a lot of people said the Two Towers was even better, but like getting better. And then I personally think the third one went down, but a lot of people liked that one. So that one progressively got better, but in my eyes, it might have gone down. Just depends. But
Yeah.
you saw them all as great, and then The Hobbit was kind of whatever.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings to me was great until the end of the third movie, like the final part of the
When
third
they're all
movie.
hugging and jumping on the bed.
Never see so much happiness.
It
Not
seemed
even
like
in their
a-
snarf or anything like that.
It seemed like a mattress commercial or something.
It was like,
Yeah.
holy shit, look at these happy people here. I feel that you're gonna throw up. It
Yeah.
was a little too much for me, of course. Nothing wrong if you like that, but it was like, ugh.
I figure after kicking our ass emotionally for like 9 hours straight, we deserved a little mattress commercial or like allergy commercial where everybody just feels better.
Yeah. Have you guys seen like good scary movie? Have you ever seen a good ass scary movie? You're like, fuck yes, this is a great scary movie.
It's an older one, but the first It, I thought that was pretty amazing.
What about you, Gabe?
Yeah. I don't know. I can't think right now. I still need it.
Not yet. Oh, what's the other one? Exorcist.
I never saw that. Did you guys see it?
Oh, Exorcist.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty creepy.
Yeah, I think that to me was probably so far the
One of the better ones.
better ones, the better scary movies.
What is that Jack Nicholson one in the Colorado Hotel or whatever?
No,
that?
that's The
that's-
Shining.
The
The
Shining.
Shining, yeah.
Is that pretty good?
Oh yeah.
But that I don't think that's necessarily scary. That's more like
I know. It is a horror movie. That's
Well,
what it
yeah.
falls under. Yeah.
yeah. It's pretty cool. It's pretty
And then
good.
yeah, that was like kind of his motivation too. I heard Kubrick like saw Rosemary's Baby and he was just like, yeah, fuck that. I can make a better scary movie than he did The Shining.
He was just making a point.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, that's a
Rosemary's
good
Baby
point
is
to
good
make.
too.
Yeah, like I don't know. I didn't like really, but if you think about it and stuff, like Yeah, that's scary, man. And then like, I don't know too. I kind of feel like Hitchcock movies are kind of scary too. It's like
Yep.
just breaking down all the stuff like, oh man, these monsters and all that shit that ain't real. You know, you got to be worried about this fucker upstairs because he could be a murderer or something, and he's plotting against you, and all his homies are like hiding, and the shit's real fear. Like,
Yeah. Have you seen Sinister? Sinister, I think it's called. The whole story about this guy who moves with his family to this house, and some kids I think die in this house, and the kids start chasing them, and some crazy shit happens.
That sounds like a lot going on. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even remember the whole story. That movie, I think the first one is the one that I saw. It was going well, like for like the first 35 minutes. There was nothing like no monsters or ghosts or anything crazy. It was just like the trauma and the story was good so far. You know, like it was like cool. This is nice. And then there's a scene where he's walking or something happened in the hallway, and you can see two little kids kind of running in the background
Just like
behind
random?
it. I was like, you fucking ruined the whole movie to me. It was like, what the fuck? You can tell like this is some
Yeah.
fake ass running there. Like,
I've seen a couple where it seems like they run out of ideas, where they start off like hot, you know, it starts off good, they come in hot, and then all of a sudden you're like, what was that for? Or like the script itself, you're just like, what the hell, man?
yeah, it's like what I've been noticing like in scary movies is like you don't really need to see like ugly scary faces. It's more like the story. If the story is good and you make a good I don't know,
plot line or something.
yeah, it goes around with the story. Like you can just make sounds and can be scary. You know, you can make just
Even
the
music,
idea,
maybe
yeah,
music.
the music. Like even if you like make you think like somebody is in another room, even if there's nobody, you don't have to show anything. But if you show like you put that idea in the viewer, like something's going on in another room, you might be more scared than actually seeing something. You know, like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. To me, I mean, at least, you know, because I'm seeing like, what was the last one? The cabin or some shit like that. The ritual. I see the other one. I was like, it was like, come on, really? The stupid monster. You're like, that's.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not a fan of scary movies. Like the times that I've gone as of late were just like the last few years is just because you're on a date or something, and I try really hard to not even look at the screen. I'll look at the exit sign there in the corner, and then I'll tend to react when people react. So like if the girl screams or the crowd kind of makes a noise, I'll mimic that noise. But sure as hell, I'm not looking at that scream. And I hate scary movies for sure.
You will forget about it. You will see the screen. You scream like a girl. For real.
I'll be reading something on the phone that makes me go weird, and then nobody else is scared. Yeah, no, I hate them. You like them?
I don't know. I have
Yeah,
mixed
alright.
feelings, yeah, but I don't know. I wouldn't say it's like my preferred movie type or something.
It's kind of like a roller coaster. It's like at some point I was like, I fucking paid to have this feeling done to me. It's like there's times I'm sitting on the roller coaster thinking like I literally made a day of this for you to turn my stomach upside down. I get the same feeling with scary movies. Like obviously if you're on a date, you're there for a reason, right? Like you're trying to be the good, make people happy, be the good guy.
Yeah.
But it's like I paid money for this shit is what comes to mind. You're just like, damn.
Let's go philosophical here.
Uh-huh.
Why do you think people like that? Why do you think people like to go haunting houses, roller coasters?
They like fear, man.
Adrenaline
Whatever it
rush,
gives them
maybe?
to them,
Yeah.
yeah. And they keep chasing it. I don't want to say it's a high or something, but maybe it's an experience, a feeling they want, and they just keep chasing it.
Yeah, but it's not that crazy. Do you think
You
about
want
like
more of it, yeah.
you like you're saying, I'm paying to get to somebody to scare me.
Right.
I'm paying to somebody to drive me in a fucking little car to.
Or it's
I don't know. I feel I kind of feel the same thing with like people getting piercings or tattoos, man. Like
yeah.
you're gonna scratch your arms for hours and you want to do it more on your whole body. It's like could apply to that too.
I was gonna
Yeah.
I was gonna say the same thing. It comes down to like crime. Like I bet you all these cops that, you know, once a criminal gets arrested, how many times have they asked him like, yo, like why, or how did you even do this? And about half of them, if not more, are like, because I like it. Like you like that feeling, you know. It's like I didn't need the money, but you know, it is what it is.
Have you heard about this guy? I'm not sure in what state he's located, but this guy has this program, this kind of plan. Like if somebody wants to kind of fight their fears, they can go there. They need to sign like a fucking contract saying if they die, they die.
Just in case you die,
He's not responsible. But they saying this is the most scary shit ever. He's a ex military guy who knows all these techniques, so it, you know, scare people and like what's when they put trying to get shit out of you, like information and interrogation techniques and shit like that. He knows all these techniques, so he used it to make a whole entertainment type of thing.
Kind of like Fear Factor show.
Yeah,
kinda.
but like it's scary, and they say not too many people can finish it.
Okay.
Like not too many people will
That's pretty bad.
go through the whole thing.
So I wonder how they deal with heights. I'm not good with heights. How would they do that?
Well, a lot of the part of when you're in this guy's ranch, like you're blindfolded.
It's
like
a ranch?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Oh, he has money.
It's already sounding terrible.
Yeah. No, he's a really cool guy. He's public. Everybody knows him. Like, is this it's a thing that you can find on the internet? It's not like, you know, illegal or anything like that.
He's like, it's a cool thing. He's like the Chainsaw Massacre.
Pretty much. Well, this is how crazy it goes. Like the police of the area, the town, they know what this guy does, and he had the permits and everything. A lot of people, the neighbors, tend to call the police because they hear screams and like agony and shit like that. So the police are like, when they get the direction, like, oh yeah, we know it's all right, don't worry. Like,
it's his day job.
So now the neighbors know this, so they just don't call anymore because they know what's going on. But can you imagine, like that level is like, that's a different level.
That's a different level. But what about when this guy just goes nuts, man? And it's like the story of Crying Wolf, right? The cops are going to be like, no, it doesn't matter. But then they don't realize that this guy lost his mind and he's actually hurting people out there.
We'll find out later. 200 bodies later.
The next scary movie will be his true story.
Yeah. That's also crazy that people pay for that shit. Like,
have you ever thought like hobbies in general are fucking weird? Like the shit we pay for once we like it or really, really like it is always bizarre to anybody else. Like if you have any hobby, especially at a grown ass age, it's like, it's never like a norm. Not that it's unnormal, but it's never like normal enough for someone else. It's like, well, what do you do? What do you like? I like, you know, like Gabe, I like old movies from 40s, 50s. And you're like, all right. And then you see yourself never doing that. Yeah. So like any hobby you have at a grown ass stage, it's like always going to be bizarre to someone else, you know?
What's the latest hobby do you guys have? Well, yeah, I know you hobby. Well, it's kind of, I don't know if you can call it hobby, but I know you love movies. This fucker has like, I didn't even know how many.
Yeah.
I still got to return a couple to him.
He keeps buying more stuff. How many movies do you think you have?
I don't know, around 300-400.
He's pretty
and
good.
I'm like running out of space, man. I don't know. I need some drawers, or like, it needs to overflow to the other room. And like, yeah, and that's like what comes through my mind. He was like, yeah, is there space for this, or can I put it in this box?
He's gonna rent an apartment with an extra room just for his collection.
Yes. Which is also a collection. What I've seen so far, because he got in boxes and a bunch of hoarder style. But what about you? What was the hobby?
I think I'm on a similar run. Like I have a feeling like growing up, and you know, I left home at a younger age, and then you know started college and all that. So I didn't get to watch a lot of like. I would say a lot of these cool like superhero animation cartoons that, you know, you just didn't have time for. And I find myself buying a lot of them, being like, oh, I remember a few episodes were cool. So I've been on this like watching Batman animated series, Static Shock, like just going deep into these collections of old school animated cartoons.
Yeah.
Mostly superhero. And I'm like running into some pretty good shit, man. So that's kind of what I've been on in the last few weeks.
But it's kind of cool, right?
It is cool. Like
people probably won't understand your hobby, but if you are into It's really nice, right?
And not only that, but it's like it's really nice now. Where I have a feeling, had I watched it when I was like, like after school when you're a younger kid, it's like I wouldn't have got it at the same level.
No.
So like after watching so much shit, so much movies and stuff, like watching it now, you appreciate it so much more.
Yeah, that's something that's very interesting. The hobbies, like how me personally is like music, and I nowadays with technology and all this, internet that you can download pretty much everything, which I do like it and I don't like it because I like to have the actually physical CD, have the book,
Right.
the cover and all that stuff. I like to see all that because it shows like the art, it shows like the work, it shows like shit that probably a lot of times the bands put into their work. So I like to have those, and I buy originals. I like to buy originals. If I download, I'd like to download originals. Unfortunately, back in the day, I had a crazy girlfriend who thought I was cheating on her, and she destroyed all my music.
Burnt the shit out of everything.
Yeah, she destroyed like 100 original CDs or some shit like that.
No.
So I've been trying to going back to getting all my music back, but it's hard when you have a baby and diapers are expensive. So, but music to me is like. It's my thing.
Actually think that's cool, man. I can't remember the last time I've even seen a CD. So for you to still have like a collection, I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like the same thing.
Yeah,
with the movies.
dude, I'm all about like the physical stuff too, and I don't know. I like skateboarding, and then when a lot of these things are digital downloads, it's like no, dude, like I can't fuck with that, dude. And then like I will like make my way to like find a copy, like
that part. What you're saying is annoying me a little bit too. Like I go on YouTube. If you're scrolling through random videos, it'll tell you like, I think I saw one that says pre-order Aquaman.
Yeah.
Just like to buy it on YouTube and just have it there to watch. I'm like, I'm not liking that shit.
Yeah, and I don't know. It just like kills the anticipation too. And what also sucks too is with these skate videos, after a certain amount of time, they just put it up on YouTube. And it's like, I don't know, but I know in the video I bought a couple months ago called Duets from Transworld Skateboarding. I don't know.
Right.
They have a legacy of making really great videos. When that came out, like, I don't know, I just had those old feelings when I was younger. And like, I mean, yeah, it was great. The music.
There's a convenience, stuff, there's a convenience with the downloads.
Right.
Because, you save space and things like that. I mean, there's something good about it.
Yeah.
But there's nothing like to have the feeling, to have the physical thing.
It's like an emotional event, an emotional attachment. Like people who read books, like I haven't, like I'm not an avid reader, but there was a time where I did. And people who still are into reading a lot of books tell me that it bothers them that they can't like smell the book or hold the pages or flip through them. Like now it's all electronic. And I was like, I get that. Because I do remember having certain books certain collections of books where you're like, you have memories to them, it means something. Like it was a part of your life.
That's funny that you mentioned that because I do love the smell of the new, like when
the
you
new car smell.
Yeah, you open it and you're like, oh shit, look at this.
Certain stuff. Yeah, I like shoes, man.
Yeah. But it is true. It happens, and you're like, oh, look at this shit,
Right.
And like to me with CDs, I will buy it, make copy of it on my original and put my original there. Like I will see the book and everything and put my original,
put it away,
never use it again. Just I use the copy because I know the copy CDs gets crashed and things like that, so tend to not to use them. But books, I see it. My wife is a big reader. I've been trying.
What kind of books is she into?
She just pretty much anything. She loves to read. Like I think last year she started with a book per month.
Okay.
She did finish it. She also finished the Bible. So it was, to me, like I'm like, oh, it's pretty amazing.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. 12 books plus the Bible. So to me,
that's
it's like
a long book.
That's to me, it's a lot. So I'm pretty sure that there's more guys that read a lot. But she's been doing like this, where like every year improves and gets more books.
Cool.
So this year, I think she's gonna be 24 plus one big one, some shit like that, some
Wow.
Dang.
Man, that is
trilogy.
cool.
But she can do it. I can. I've been trying. I'm doing the as a guy. Remember we were talking about David
Dave
Giggis,
Chappelle?
David Giggis, the military guy who has a crazy story.
Oh, right. The guy that was on Joe Rogan.
Joe
podcast.
Rogan podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that guy's
about his
crazy.
book.
Yeah.
My wife is reading it right now. She's supposed to finish it. That one, I'm gonna start that one.
See, now it sounds like you're cheating, man. Any book you want to read, you're going to give to her and then
What?
get details.
No. No, I will buy the dummies shit. I go to the rest of me. No. But because I kind of bought it more to give to her, because I know she likes books.
Gotcha.
But I can at the same time I
Take
can
advantage.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
It's like buying your girlfriend a Victoria's Secret, like panties or something. It's like, here, I got you something. It's actually for me, but here you go.
I will enjoy that. Some other people will see it. Like, remember that episode of The Simpsons where Homer buys a Marge a gift? He buys the bowling ball.
The Homer bowling ball.
Yeah. No, but reading is kind of cool to have the
It
book
is
too.
cool,
Yeah, it's a little bit different. I think the experience is different.
Right.
You
I
know?
don't know. I just feel you kind of appreciate it stuff more when it's not like a digital thing. I don't know, kind of recently too. Like, I don't know, I've had it for a while. I've had a turntable to play vinyls. And I was like, man, I need to hook this up. And I bought some records and like when I play the record, you got to listen to the whole thing. Like, I appreciate it. And it's just
Now-
like, all that
Or you
stuff.
find like hidden gems. Like I've found, like, I can't tell you how many songs I've found that are like 40 seconds long, 30 seconds long. They're never going to be on the radio. You wouldn't even know they exist, but they're like unique. They're creative. They're weird, but you'll find them on a CD. You got to hear the whole thing,
Yeah. Now the other thing is, like, we can appreciate this because we're getting old. Like, new generations won't give a shit about this. New generations will be like, "What are you talking about? I appreciate my iPod, my tablet."
That's what I'm saying. Like, I can't remember the last time I've even seen a CD. Do you think they sell a lot still, or like actual
I think
CDs?
vinyl is coming back now. Vinyl is
Yeah, I even
coming
seen a
back.
resurgent in tapes. A lot of bands are
Yeah.
doing tapes now too.
Yeah,
Cool, man.
I think they're
That
coming
is
back
cool.
a lot, but it's probably more like a romantic thing. It's more
Like a retro feeling.
yeah. I don't think it's gonna last that long, unfortunately.
As it should. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, who the fuck?
I know, man. I'm
ta-
already
tapes
bummed
suck.
out at Walmart. There's like download cards for the movies. It's just, oh man, it's so heartbreaking. Dude. Like, don't.
Yeah, I just bought a new TV and that's unbelievable. This
Yeah.
is crazy shit.
It looks good, man. I was watching that game. Yeah, looks
yeah,
good.
it's the next TV. I'm just expecting for the fucking TV to make me breakfast or something.
Right. Yeah.
Like, that's so much.
Put a
shit.
blanket over you.
Yeah,
When
like-
you fall asleep.
Oh, man, even like these new fridges, they have like touch screens and all this crap, and it'll tell your schedule and play.
Oh yeah,
music.
yeah.
Dude, it's a fridge. I need you to keep my things cold, man. Like,
They
make
would-
ice if that, but not.
Yeah.
I don't need a digital screen on there, man.
I saw that the Samsung one, they will tell you, they will send you a text if you're gonna do, like, what are you missing? Like, if you need X and shit
Oh,
like
God,
that.
that's creepy. Man.
It's crazy, like, technology. Well, that's kind of what we were talking about the last
other
time
day, yeah.
about the okay Google thing. Like, oh, my phone's gonna go off. Watch. If there's OK Google,
Okay, great.
my phone goes crazy. But don't you think that's like a creepy, weird shit?
It's
you know?
weird, especially considering, like, as men, not all men, but like at least on my end, like I never kept a calendar, man. I never wrote freaking notes. It's like I knew I was hungry, so I go to the store and look for something, right? Having I kind of an idea, but at the level where a phone or something is gonna start telling me, hey, you need your popcorn or you need your milk. It's like, shit, I didn't even know that. You know it before I did. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, because I'm not big into notes and stuff. So it's like, if it gets to that creepy level, I'm not even that creepy in my own life.
Yeah. No, it is weird, but at the same time, it helps. It helps if you wanna jump in and go for it. It helps a lot. Like,
But you got to be committed, right?
yeah, you have to like that shit. You have to know that you're okay. Like, just
And some people do, dude. I have some friends that are like, they have like they're married, they have their kids, and they'll throw a little party, right? Like a little event for dinner. I swear they still send out an email like, "Hey, say yes if you're coming, say no." And I'm like, dude, just fucking text me. There's like 7 of us that are coming, and like and 3 of us were at your house last night. Like, why are you doing these email invites? And I don't know, maybe
We told you yesterday, dog.
right, right. So yes, for the 4th time, yeah.
Yeah, it's not crazy that people actually don't like to get a text, and they prefer like they don't like to get a phone call. They prefer a text.
Right, right. Yeah, I run into that for sure. What about you? You prefer text? You prefer calls?
I prefer a call.
Uh-huh.
It's faster and quicker, and
Yeah. I like getting it out of the way too. I'm a caller.
yeah, because I mean, what's the point of be like with a text? It takes like forever. You're like here trying to,
And then you got to
figure
analyze
out-
the feelings to it.
Yeah,
Because it's like you got to translate the humor, you got to translate the seriousness, the not so seriousness,
and it's hard to do it.
And people misread it all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm more like fuck it, quick phone call, and people get annoyed at times where they're like, "Well, I just texted you," and it's like, "Yeah, no, let's just get it over with in a minute
Yeah.
or less."
Remember when we were saying like what the hello means? We're like hello.
Right. What exactly does hello mean? Well,
Is she mad? Why is she mad at me? Like well, it's just a fucking hello.
it's
Like,
just a hello, and the
Yeah.
most creative hello, the most creative thing it could possibly mean is maybe hi.
but it's not crazy that we've been texting so much that we're having a pattern that we can kind of tell when somebody is mad or when somebody
true.
is getting or is like actually cool with it or is kind of
True.
feeling you.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, she might be mad. There wasn't 7 smiley faces with a heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
It's not we're getting used to that shit, but
It's becoming a form of communication
yeah.
and fucking up our grammar at the same time.
Oh yeah, like I my grammar is so bad in both languages, like English and Spanish. Because every time that I learn something new in English, something fucked up in Spanish, and when I learn something in Spanish, I'm like something in English we just poof get out
So
of my.
take it out. Yeah.
Yeah, and also I
One ear
noticed
out
too,
the other.
like, I don't know, people use the wrong words, like, oh, it's there, like, they're cool, but they'll spell it THERE. I'm like, yeah, fool, that's wrong. That's not the right there. Or yours or yours, like.
Yeah. I don't criticize them because I do the same shit. I got the excuses like English is not my first language, so fuck
yeah,
it.
like, I don't know, it's always with the yours, like, oh,
But
you're
yours is-
stupid. YOUR. No, that's the wrong one.
Yeah, that's a
We'd
big
say
one.
you
Mm,
are.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
You don't realize how much you suck at it until it matters. Like now that we're doing the podcast and we do our little social media announcements or whatever. You don't quite know how off you are until you have to do something where more than 2 people are going to look at it.
Yeah.
You're just like, shit.
Yeah, and I give it to you because you tell me all the time, and I'm like, oh yeah, huh? It makes more sense like that. When I read it, like, huh? Yeah, okay,
You make a good point.
yeah. But like, you probably have to have somebody to tell you, be cool enough or friend enough to tell you
to mention it. Yeah.
because I have friends that probably would never say the word about that,
At all, huh?
or maybe because they're in the same boat that I am, like they're stupid. Like
To them,
me.
it was a great idea. What a great sentence. Yeah.
They're like, probably the same way I spell it.
Right.
So
right.
we're probably in the same boat. But yeah, it takes somebody to tell you before you're gonna like, oh, okay, yeah. Which is when you read it, when somebody tells you, like, it makes sense, like
Yeah. And they're simple. Usually it's like most grammar mistakes are simple corrections, a couple words here and there. So it's not a big deal, but none of our friends are like editors, or nobody's getting paid to edit. So they're like, fuck it, that ain't on me.
like this podcast. Nobody's getting paid for shit.
Let him look like a jackass. I'm not getting paid.
We're forcing Gabe to be here.
Yeah.
This is podcast trafficking.
I know. This is podcast trafficking, right?
Yeah.
The force guest.
Well, I'm getting tipsy with this fucking beer. This fucking beer is 6.7 alcohol. Holy shit.
I'm starting to get that feeling. Plus, we still need to go have dinner, man.
Yeah.
What do you guys want to eat tonight?
I don't know.
Mexican, some North County.
I don't know. We already went there, dude. But
There's a
if you want to go back,
No, we could do something else.
there's a free propaganda to that restaurant.
I know.
located at.
You make a good point because that's the only reason why I would pick it because it's like less than a block away. So it's like we could stumble there, right?
I'm more with the locals. Go here to the lady. La Olla.
La Olla. Yeah.
The old lady is probably already closed.
That
but
food is so good, though.
yeah. Well, it's been great. I think we need to go before I keep saying stupid shit with the alcohol in my brain.
We'll get to the point where you start reading the beer can, you know, where you're at that level where everything is so interesting to you.
Yeah.
You're like, huh, okay.
I will forget
Why?
that we're talking and I'll start texting somebody, my wife, like, hey, what are you wearing? Like, what? Like, nah, but yeah, we need to go before we say more stupid shit. Well, thank you, everyone who will listen and who watch this. This is going to be our first video podcast.
Our first video podcast.
Fucking gay. Look at
Where-
you. You're going to be on YouTube.
Where could they find us, man? Now including YouTube.
Well, let's go with the social media first. Facebook, Instagram, The Concoction Podcast,
Twitter.
and Twitter, The Concoction 1. And also, you can listen to this episode audio. If you want to just listen to audio, you can go to Spotify, Stitcher, and iTunes. And if you can see the video of this interview and all our mistakes and faces and drinks,
Our fidgety moves.
yeah, all the weird shit that's happening. You can go to YouTube or our channel is The Concussion Podcast too. So easy to find. And Gabe, hopefully you come back.
Yeah,
No,
thanks
this
for
will be the
stopping
last
by.
time.
He says no.
No, this is fun. I actually like this. So, yeah, I'd like to come back.
Yeah, cool, cool. Anything else?
No, man. Thanks for stopping by, right? Ron Burgundy style. I'll see you guys later.
There you go. Just be good up there and stay warm because it's fucking cold. And we'll see you guys next week.